Good evening. I always hate to break up these wonderful conversations, and that's part of the Hearth is, it's about community. So we welcome everyone here tonight, both in person and online, to a night of stories and songs that delve deep into the heart of who we are. Tonight, we journey through the hidden corners of family, where secrets are kept, uncovered, and sometimes redefined, through powerful personal storytelling of 6 storytellers. Woven between these stories will be lifted by music that celebrate the strength and healing found in community. It's a reminder that while our families shape us, chosen or inherited, it's our connections with each other that carry us forward. So settle in for an evening of truth, friendships, and togetherness. Our stories are powerful, and we all have stories to tell. They shape us, move us, and inspire us. Our stories make us shout for joy and weep in our disappointment. The Hearth was started in Ashland in 2010, and Mark Iaconelli, the founder of Ashland Hearth, taught Hyla and me. A thank you to the Ford Family Foundation that helped underwrite this for the initial program, Oregon Community Foundation, Bethany Presbyterian Church, and the amazing team listed on the back of your program. Tonight's topic, thank you for joining us for this Family Secrets. Tonight we're also going to hear on Family Secrets, a storytelling event that peels back the layers of what we think we know about the people closest to us. Each story will tell a short, true tale that brings a hidden part of their family past into the light. Sometimes heartbreaking, but always deeply human. These are the secrets that shaped them, the silences that lingered, and the moments that changed everything. So settle in, listen closely, and maybe even reflect on the stories tucked away in your family tree. One of the things that make the Hearth unique is a nonprofit. And each evening at Hearth, we have a featured nonprofit, and we're going to hear about a new community place for children and families to gather together, a children's museum and preschool in Grants Pass. This has been a desired opportunity for many years, and it will soon be opening. We're going to learn more from Christy Reynolds as she comes up and tells us more about this opportunity.
Thank you.
Better?
Yeah. Can everybody hear me okay in the back? Yay. Okay. So I am a staff member at the Children's Museum, have been for about 6 years. Just a quick show of hands, people that don't really know what a children's museum is. Yeah, it's a little different. So an art museum, you go in and you look at pictures. A children's museum, you do not go in and look at children. I mean, you can. That's what my mom does. She loves coming to watch the kids. But the kids come because it is a place of play and enjoyment and wonder for them. The Children's Museum is hands-on, interactive, kinetic. It is a place where the children can come, grow and learn through play. And that is our mission, to have children learn and grow through play. Our Children's Museum has a story that started 20 years ago. We're at our 20-year anniversary. It's kind of exciting. It started in the back of our executive director's van. It was a traveling museum. She went out with exhibits 2 different places. And then we finally got a location, a brick and mortar location. Where we are now is our 3rd location. We moved there in 2020, completely revamped, changed our name, changed our exhibits, and opened up a whole new, and that's when we became the Children's Museum of Southern Oregon. We've been growing ever since. It's kind of when we were under construction, I made this little sticker. It says under construction, has our logo on it, and it was kind of a joke. Except we keep reprinting that sticker. And we keep reusing that sticker because we never stop growing. Here is so important to reach out to our youngest members of our community. It is an investment in those youngsters, is an investment in our own personal futures and the futures of the full community. So we want to reach out, we want to keep growing, and with that, we're going to be growing to Grants Pass, the Children's Museum, and our preschool. have been gifted the Old Dutch Bros headquarters right in downtown Grants Pass. The preschool will open in September, barring no difficulties. Our plan is September. We have 3 teachers and their staff all eagerly awaiting to bring kids into that classroom this fall. The museum should be opening about a year after that. Until then, please come visit us in Medford. The preschool there has about 260 students in Jackson County, which makes us the 2nd largest preschool in Jackson County behind Head Start. The museum in Medford is the largest children's museum in Oregon, with over an acre lot full of exhibits for kids to come play. They can pretend to climb the Cascade Mountains. They can go play in our stream outdoors. They can explore the way light works. They can make a craft or play with some Legos in the Tinker Bar. So it is a great place for them to learn. And as my mom points out all the time, it's a great place for adults to come watch kids. If you guys have any questions, any more information, my co-worker, Ellie, and I will be in the back during admission and afterwards for any questions. Thanks so much for coming, and thanks for supporting us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Christy. So we're going to start off tonight with some music, and our first musicians are Ryan Nolan and his dad, John. They describe themselves as from Cave Junction, where people know a thing or two about family secrets, and are a couple of good old boys from Cave Junction. Never meaning no harm, they are just making their way to the only way they know how. Tonight they will be playing Boundless Love. Please help me welcome.
So this song is entitled Boundless Love, written by John Prine and a few other people, and I think it speaks kind of to the secret of family. This morning to a garbage truck. Looks like this old horseshoe's done run out of luck. If I came home, would you let me in? Fry me some pork chops and forgive my sin. Surround me with your listless love. Confound me with your boundless love. I was drowning in the sea, lost as I could be, when you found me with your boundless love. Sometimes my old heart, it's like a washing machine, bounces around till my soul comes clean. When I'm clean, hung out to dry, gonna make you laugh till you cry. Surround me with your boundless love. Confound me with your boundless love. I was drowning in the sea, lost as I could be, when you found me with your boundless love. I was drowning in a sea, lost as I could be when you found me with your boundless love. You dumbfound me with your boundless love. You surround me with your boundless love.
Our first storyteller tonight is Diana Kugel, and she's lived in the same piece of land in the Applegate for more than 50 years, 40 of them without electricity in a house that she built herself. She has taught at RCC, U of O, and the University of Gothenburg in Sweden, was a finalist for the Oregon Book Award, earned a PhD at the age of 68, and hiked 800 miles the year of her 80th birthday. Please help me welcome Diana with her story about poison secrets. How do you want to make that work?
Well, it's not going to work like that, is it?
That better?
Is that better?
Maybe come closer to it.
Is that better? The poison secrets of my story came from 2 episodes of my childhood, secrets that came about through shame and fear. When I was 8 years old, can you still hear me? Yes? No? When I was 8 years old, I spent 2 weeks at Camp Highland, a YWCA camp for girls in North Georgia. It was my first time away from home. Everything should have been just fine. I was a happy, well-adjusted child. The camp was not too far from my home in Sandy Springs, Georgia, and my older sister was also at the camp, although she lived in a different cabin and had her own set of friends and camp activities. But I liked the craft classes. I liked swimming in the lake, the campfire sing-alongs. I liked learning how to canoe, how to pull myself into the canoe if it overturned in the lake, and how to stand on the gunnels in the stern and propel myself across the lake by bending my knees and swinging my arms. It was called gunneling, and it was great fun. I liked the girls I was meeting. I liked my counselors, but I was very unhappy. I know now that I was just homesick. I missed my parents, of course, but mostly I think I just missed home, the familiarity of home, my dolls, my cat, the woods I played in, the room I shared with my sister. I missed reading a book in the big chair, swinging in the big swing over the tops of the dogwood trees, climbing the mimosa tree, riding my bicycle on the circular driveway around the well. I missed all of these things with a deep, severe longing. It was an ache that couldn't be eased by new friends and fun activities. And because I was afraid of being called a baby by the other girls, or of being sent home as a failure by the counselors, I didn't tell anyone how unhappy I was. And loneliness compounded homesickness. I was also taking tennis class, and I liked tennis. I'd never played before, and the other girls in the class hadn't either, and so, of course, many balls went out of bounds, and frequently they landed in the poison ivy that surrounded the tennis court, both outside and inside the fence. I was highly allergic to poison ivy, so I was always very careful. If I had to retrieve a lost ball, I would take my tennis racket and urge the ball out of the poison ivy. Well, I was usually careful. One day, I was not. It was a day of particularly bad homesickness, when that ache and that longing were most severe, the loneliness. And I have not told anyone this before tonight. I waded deliberately into the poison ivy to fetch that ball. making sure that those poison leaves made good contact with my skin. Well, I came down with the worst case of poison ivy you can imagine. I think it was a way of saying, I am so unhappy. But I didn't know that at the time. The camp nurse was doing a good job of taking care of the reaction, calamine lotion and gloves on my hands at night. So they didn't send me home as they thought they might do, and they didn't send me to the hospital, and I managed to finish out my 2 weeks at camp. When my parents came to pick me up, I was still a mess of poison over the oozing blisters on my arms and legs and that horrible red rash and splotches of pink calamine lotion. I was a mess. My parents were shocked. When I saw them, I just started crying. I cried because I had been so unhappy at camp. I cried for the shame of my disfigured body. And most of all, I cried for knowing deep down in secret that I had brought this on myself. It was a way of saying, I am so unhappy. I miss my home so much. Not that I thought I would be sent home or even that I wanted that, but that there was an intense need to make visible my misery. I was too ashamed to tell this to my parents and have been up until tonight. The other episode took place when I was a junior at Sandy Springs High School and taking a class in political science from a teacher named Mrs. Douglas, Julie Douglas, as I came to call her. One day, Mrs. Douglas asked to see me after class. We stood in the hallway next to the closed classroom door, and she said, "Do you ever dream?" Well, it was a strange question, but as a matter of fact, I had had a very intense dream just the night before. It had a snake in it, so I told Mrs. Douglas this dream cited, and she said, "You have had the initiation dream. The snake is a symbol of initiation." She didn't explain exactly initiation into what, and I don't remember what else we said there at the closed door, but the upshot was that I felt like I was a part of something exciting and important, and that Julie Douglas was my guide. From that day on, I often went to Julie's classroom after school for these wonderful conversations about symbolism and symbols and mythologies and the unconscious. And if I had had a dream the night before, I asked her to interpret it for me. She was suggesting books for me to read, The Glass Bead Game by Hermann Hesse, Siddhartha, books by Jung, Nathaniel Hawthorne, The Journey of the Hero by Joseph Campbell. It was all more psychic than cultic, and it was mostly Julie expanding my understanding of intellectual boundaries, kind of a Jungian exploration of the unconscious. I was fascinated by the intellectual expansion and flattered by the special attention. But I was also a little uneasy. I just didn't think anybody ought to know about this. And not that I felt I was doing anything wrong, but I just thought they wouldn't understand, so I didn't tell anybody. Well, I told my diary. But that was all right, because diaries are secret, right? What the writer puts in the diary belongs to the writer. So I was writing freely about these, if not secret, at least private conversations with Julie Douglas, the ideas that she was stimulating. And okay, I was an emotional teenage girl. Well, one day I came home from school to face my mother's fury. She had read my diary, and she was furious with Julie Douglas. I don't know what made my mother betray trust and read my diary. I don't know if she just picked it up idly and stumbled across those passages about Julie Douglas, or if she had some suspicion and picked up the diary for validation. I also don't know why she was so angry. She was not an angry person. She very seldom got mad. I think maybe